Hello everyone. I'm a little sick right now, so if I sound bad, then that's probably why. I just kind of wanted to make a video discussing, you know, I know a lot of people are very aware that I play this game a lot, and I wanted to just kind of give a bit of a rundown as to why. Because, you know, everyone thinks, like, you know, I guarantee you see someone with 5,000 hours on a $2 to $4 cube game that you'd see on Steam and mobile, and you'd think, like, what the hell? Like, why do you have that many hours? Well, and I wanted to just discuss it, you know, shed some light on, you know, not only why I play this game, but like who I am as a person, because I really don't think that a lot of people quite understand that. And, you know, I don't want this to be like a pity party, you know, like the sort of thing where it's like, you know, oh, feel bad for me. Like, no. I will go into some serious topics in this video, but I just want to make it clear that this isn't going to be about, oh, you know, feel bad for me, you know, I guilt tripping and all that. Like, no, that's not my goal. I just kind of want to explain like what's been going on, and, you know, and a lot of it has to do with this channel as well, which is why I figured I should probably upload it, because a lot of the reason I haven't been uploading is because of all these reasons that I'm about to go over. But regardless, so I guess, yeah, let's just go into, like, you know, why do I play GD, or Geometry Dash, as many of you know it as. I'm gonna refer to it as GD a lot in this video because, you know, that's just the abbreviation of it. So the first reason is that I have a lot of fun playing the game. I think that it's a fun game. I'm pretty good at it. I have a lot of experience in it, and it's just something that I think that the creativity of the game is insane. I think that, you know, going to the featured tab and just playing some of these like crazy levels that, you know, art levels even, and it's beautiful. It's a great community. You know, there's some bad sides to it, but, you know, there's a great community overall, great content creator community, just overall like really good people who are in this community. And, you know, I've met some of my best friends in this community and from this game. Like my main online friend group is these are people who, like, I would never have met had it not been for this game, and like I would have never known who they were, and I would have never known how good of friends I would become with them if I hadn't played this game. And like just that feeling and that knowledge of like, holy shit, you know, I've met some of the best people that I've ever met in playing this game, and that alone just keeps me going. You know, it's just like, you know, I want to meet more people, and, you know, especially with the internet, it completely enables that. But mainly I play this game for the social aspect of it and to have fun with it, and I'll dive into the social aspect a little bit more later, but I just want to explain why I find it fun real quick. So I find it fun because, I don't know, it's a simple game, and I don't know, just, again, the art and seeing what people do, pushing the limits of the difficulty and stuff, like it's crazy, and it's really interesting to me. And, you know, that's you know, why I invest so much time into this game and research into this game, is because of the fact that, you know, it's very enjoyable. And, you know, and I think that there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do. I mean, but you can literally, like, I mean, the editor system is basically like a precursor to coding. Like, you know, at this point, I mean, if you want to make a featured level, like, you basically have to know how to fucking code in GD. It's crazy, and it's, you know, it's not exactly coding, but you know what I mean. Like, it's, for all of you who know, you know, for all of you who don't know, there's a bunch of triggers and stuff. It's a complicated process, but, you know, a lot of the, like, what you see on screen right now wasn't made just by placing blocks. There's a lot of you know, stuff behind it, and, you know, colors and all that. And it's very interesting. And I think that the creation aspect of it is also really good, and it's very fun. And, you know, then there's the social aspect, which I said I would get into later, which that later is now. I think that a large reason why I play this game is because of the social aspect, and I dabbled in it a little bit before, saying how, like, you know, I've met some of the best people that I've ever met playing this game, and, like, you know, probably the best friends I've ever had I met playing this game. And, you know, I know that may sound pretty crazy to some people who aren't really familiar with, like, how online communities work and stuff like that, and I like, you know, especially if you're like a parent or something, and you're like, what the hell, like, online friendships aren't real, you know? Like, I can assure you right now that regardless of who the hell you are or whatever, the media only really covers the negatives of the online world. Sure, there's a ton of predators, there's a ton of really bad people and stuff like that, but that's not everyone. And I'd argue that there's so many more good people on the internet than there are bad people. And I can safely say that in all of my, you know, I don't even know how many years of being on the internet, and just, I've only met like maybe 5 or so people who are really bad, and none of them, and they're not even like that bad, you know? Like, the worst thing that I've encountered is swatting and maybe doxing, and that's it, you know? And that's really bad, but you know, and that was only one of the 5 people I'm talking about. The other 5 people are just really annoying assholes who just, you know. So I think that people who judge the internet just based on like what they hear about on the media, like it's not a fair lapse of, or it's not a fair judgment, because of the fact that there's so much more good on the internet than there is bad, and you know, I think people really need to see that. So for all of you who are going to be like, oh yeah, you know, online friends aren't real friends, trust me, they are real. And you know, I know you probably never had an online friend, and that's okay, you know, not everyone does. It's a lot more than just talking into a screen. Like I've known these people for over a year now, and it's again, I uploaded a whole ass montage of us just fucking around, and it's, for all of you who haven't seen that, go watch that video. That's just proof that like these are just some of the best friends that I've ever had, you know, and I think that that's a good thing. Additionally, in terms of the social aspect of it, I kind of see it as an escape, as like high school isn't really a great experience for me, and hasn't been. Like ever since 9th grade, where I was suffering from really bad social anxiety and just not being able to even like leave my house without having a panic attack, all the way to now where I don't really have that same anxiety, but since I've already portrayed myself as having it, people just kind of default to think that there's something wrong with me or something. I don't know. Yeah, like seeing people, you know, not really want to talk to me, and you know, it's blatant. I won't lie. You know, so a lot of people are probably gonna be like, well, that's not true. You just have to branch out more. No. It's blatant. And like, as much as I really don't want to say that it's blatant, it just is. And like, it really sucks the fact that I portrayed myself like that for so long, and it really is my own fault. If, you know, I'm not blaming anyone for thinking that. Like, if you are one of the people who thinks that I have something wrong with me, like, don't blame yourself. I don't want anyone to like feel guilty. As again, like I don't want this to be like a guilt trip. That's not what the goal of this is. The goal of this is to just kind of explain why I am like how I am and why I play GD. When it comes to just how social life works for me, I've never really been the best at socializing. I've always had a lot of struggling to deal with and all that. For all of you who don't know, I am very high on, I guess, what you would call the ADHD spectrum. I know it's not like referred to like that, but I have really bad ADHD. And ADHD and autism are kind of linked to one another, and I experience a lot of symptoms of autism as a result of having this really bad ADHD. And I think a lot of my social skills are very blocked by this by those symptoms. Like I can barely look someone in the eye without freaking out. Sounds, I'm very bad with. I get very overwhelmed by sound very easily. Having those symptoms is just, it really hinders the whole experience in terms of being social and in terms of like being socially active and trying to talk to people and all that. It sort of gives people the idea that because I lack those social skills, and I lack, like, you know, being able to read the room and you know, being able to be aware of what I'm saying and having good tact or whatever. Like I feel like it portrays me as like a bad person. And since I don't really know how to cope with it, and I've never really learned how, I kind of isolated myself, which is, again, my own fault, and I really shouldn't have done that. But here we are. Me isolating myself kind of led me to play this game, and it led me to realize that there's so much more than just this on the internet. Like, there's people out there who go through the exact same thing that I do, and seeing those people, especially in the GD community where I can share a common interest, it's reassuring that I'm not alone, and just knowing that I'm not the only person who struggles with this kind of thing. And maybe I have it worse than other people, maybe I don't, maybe I have it better than other people, I don't know. But regardless of how bad it is, just knowing that there are other people who are in my same boat who struggle with being social and being seen as something that they're just not. You know, I uploaded something to my Snap today that I kind of regret uploading. I basically said that I wasn't special ed, which I probably should have phrased that better. Although I mean, it got the message across, and I just, you know, it sounded pretty insensitive, but I don't really care. That's the least of my worries, sounding insensitive. Basically, what I'm trying to say is playing GD has given me sort of this escape from what I dealt with in high school, like through, I know I made the video about the rumors going into how I was accused of pedophilia and all that, and like that really hurt. That was really traumatizing, if I'm gonna be honest with you, and that kind of pushed me away from being social. Like I remember I was being like before all that happened in 10th grade, back when I got my anxiety cured and all that, and I was better. Like I was pretty social, and then that shit happened, and it was just like, oh fuck, like well, I guess everyone thinks that now. And again, it was really traumatizing, and it really hurt to think that, like, shit, you know, like everyone thinks that about me. And that's just one example too. Because now I don't really think that everyone thinks that about me, because, you know, not only did I make that video, and not only did the kid, I'm not even joking, he came into my Discord server, started harassing me, saying he had, like, he's saying he had all the evidence and shit. Like, the kid who assaulted me, he came into my Discord server and started saying he had all this evidence and shit. It was the funniest shit. And I started asking him if he wanted to play BO2 with me, and it was really funny. But I digress. You know, just like, and that's not even the worst thing about it. Like, I think the worst thing about it is the fact that I could have avoided all that by handling the situation better, but unfortunately I didn't. And, you know, that led to me being portrayed as, I guess, a pussy or someone who doesn't like to stick up for himself, when in reality I'm not. That leads me to my next point, where I just keep accidentally, and it really isn't intentional, I just keep on accidentally portraying myself as, like, who I'm not. And it's ironic because I've always devoted myself to being as real of a person as I can possibly be and not try to give off this, like, fake persona. And while I don't think I do that, I think that I portray myself in ways that I'm not. Like, maybe whether it be unintelligent or stupid or a little bit crazy in the head. I'm not any of those things. And while I do suffer with ADHD, I'm not a bad person as a result of it. And I feel like Geometry Dash has gotten me away from the people who think that about me, or the people who I think that about me. And recently I met a person online who kind of opened my eye to it, and she's kind of given me this perspective that, like, a lot of what's going on in the world right now in terms of, like, how people see each other, like social norms, and like even stuff regarding relationships, like just how strict standards are nowadays. And sometimes, like, I don't know, to me it just seems like that, but I don't know, I wouldn't really know, but, like, just stuff like that. And it's really opened my eye to, like, just see how nonsensical it all is. And I kind of didn't really know how to respond to that, and, like, my brain was just like, what the hell, like, I don't know how to take it. So I was like up all night, like, thinking about it. And in the end I thought, you know what, that's all true, you know, it doesn't really matter how these people are going to portray me and or see me. And so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna do one more thing to just kind of prove that I'm not a bad person, and prove that I'm not who these people probably think I am. And that's gonna be it. And if they still don't think that, then oh well, you know, I'm just gonna move on. And I figured that the best way of doing that would be to make a video going over why I do my favorite thing in the world, which is play GD. I think a lot of people just kind of focus on the bad in gaming and, you know, say, like, oh, addiction and stuff like that. And while I guess, like, am sort of, I guess I wouldn't really say I'm addicted to it. Like, you know, I don't have, like, withdrawal symptoms when I don't go on my computer for a while. You know, I can handle getting away from the PC. When I'm in this other world, essentially, it's completely different. And it's a world where I'm seen as someone, as who I really am. And it's, you know, a world where I can be myself without the fear of being judged and the fear of this is what people think of you, because in reality it just doesn't matter. And, you know, and it doesn't matter in really any case what people think of you, but unfortunately it's just people make it seem like it does, and then it makes everything harder for everyone. And it's just, you know, I think that's one of the biggest problems with the world right now, is the fact that we're so focused on what other people are doing that we're not focusing on ourselves. And it just creates this, like, it creates this facade of everyone's personality. And, you know, we don't really have a lot of real people left in the world, and it really sucks. Instead of people who are real and true to themselves, we have people who are trying to be different in a way that portrays them as special in a good way. And it just creates these fake ass personas of people. I think that's the biggest problem with the world, is the fact that, you know, no one is honest and true to themselves anymore. And I think that we need more people like that in this world. And, you know, I think that that's kind of why I also wanted to make this video, not only to go over GD and, like, my social issues and stuff like that, but just how it feels to be, you know, in a world where, I don't want to say that I'm the only real person, but it just sort of feels like that sometimes, if I'm being completely honest. And it's just like, you know, I'm doing my best to portray myself in the most real way possible. It just, I don't know if everyone around me is doing that. I don't know if I'm just, like, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, of course, in the comments. And I want to hear your guys' opinions on this stuff as well. And if you have a different opinion, please let me know. I love to read different opinions and, you know, reconsider stuff. But when it comes to just how people portray themselves nowadays, I just feel like a lot of it's really fake. And we can't really have that, because it's just gonna it's gonna keep getting worse, and then all of a sudden, like, no one's gonna know who anyone is anymore. And to those people who aren't faking it, people think they are, and then they get seen as something that they're not. And then it's just like I feel like, I'll give an example. I was talking to some of my friends from school last night, and you know, they were saying, like, you know, I asked some pretty stupid questions in math, which, I mean, okay, they're my friends, they're fucking messing with me, you know, I don't really care. I ask questions a lot in class, but they were saying, like, there was someone in the class who was kind of not really, like, the biggest fan of me, and as a result of it, them and probably a lot of other people just, like, and, you know, I trust them because, you know, I've known them for a while, and I don't think they would lie to me about it, and, you know, it kind of portrays me as, like, stupid, and kind of got me to think. And that's the kind of advice that, like, I'm looking for, but at the same time, it was just like, oh shit, you know, like, I didn't realize that. And I don't know if that's just me being oblivious to it or whatever, like, I'm just trying to learn, you know, but I don't know if that's a huge issue. Now, as a result of this, like, these fake ass personas coming into play, I think that there's two possibilities here. I think that there's the people who think that I'm faking it for attention, and then there's the people who actually think that there's something wrong with me. I think what I'm trying to get at is just that there's a lot of different things going on in the world right now, like, and there's a lot of problems with the world right now, and, you know, there's a lot of problems with high school right now, at least for me. Everyone said that senior year would probably be my best year of high school, and so far it's turning out to be one of the worst. And I just, you know, I wanted to go over it and just explain, like, I wanted to make this video just to go over who I am and who I really am, and how I'm not some pedophile. I'm not a stupid moron who, you know, doesn't know anything. I'm pretty smart, I'd say. Like, I just ask a lot of questions because I'm trying to learn, you know? I'd consider myself pretty smart, unironically. I make some stupid takes and some stupid jokes, but, you know, when it all boils down to overall intelligence, I wouldn't consider myself very stupid. And I feel like I've portrayed myself in a way that makes me look stupid, and I think that that's my biggest issue, is the fact that I've made myself look that way via whether it be humor or whatever. But I kind of realized that, like, you know, upon my efforts in trying to be real, I've made myself look even more fake. It's bad. I don't know if I should apologize or what, but, like, I mean, I'm not going to. But my main message and what I want to leave everyone with is this: be true to yourself. And don't fake who you are for anyone. And I know it's really easier said than done, but actually the worst thing that you can possibly do to yourself is not be true. And if you're not true to yourself and you're lying to yourself all the time, I guarantee you that you would be a lot happier if you were to just be honest with yourself. And, like, I can assure you that, like, as soon as I started doing that with myself, and, you know, as soon as I started, you know, being honest with myself and realize and being able to, like, not only take criticism, but also just, you know, be able to see my flaws and all that, be able to, you know, love who I am, essentially. You know, like, not every part of me loves who I am, but it makes it easier to have higher self-esteem when you're able to, you know, you know, be true to yourself. While it's not like, you know, while it's not going to be like a saving grace, like, it's, you know, I still kind of hate myself in some aspects, you know, everyone does, you know, it's not a good thing, but, you know, everyone doesn't like one part of themselves at least, you know, and, you know, for me it's multiple parts. But I can guarantee you that for anyone who's really struggling with that, and, you know, you're not being true to yourself or whatever, being true to yourself will really change that. And being true to yourself, being yourself, and getting yourself out there and stuff, it'll be all that will be so much easier if you're just honest with yourself. And that's why I wanted to make this video, and I wanted to go over that. And me being honest with myself is me liking to play GD, and I wanted to go over that, and I wanted to go over who I am, who exactly I am, and why I play this cube game for 5,000 hours every day. So yeah, all right, well, that's about it. Again, I don't know. This was just kind of done in one take. Hell, I'm playing the game as I'm talking. So if I said some dumb shit, let me know. I'll correct it in the comments. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to make this video addressing it and addressing who I am. And I know I said that a couple times. So all right, well, here, I'll try to do the run this attempt. Here we go. This will be it. I'm gonna do the. Oh, well, no. All right, I'll do this attempt. Ready? Fuck. Okay, well, that was good enough. Bye, everyone.